Just what does filtering mean? How do libraries decide whether to filter or not to filter? Are filters foolproof? Is filtering costly? These are questions local libraries grapple with regularly. Here are the views of some local librarians on the controversial issue of filtering. A primary reason to filter is that some funding requires it.
It was inspired by the SIPA Act because we knew that we had to abide by that if we wanted any kind of federal funding. But we also found that we had patrons who were uncomfortable with some of the content that was being viewed at our library. So it was kind of a decision that we made to benefit our patrons as well.
SIPA, the Children's Internet Protection Act, and its companion InSIPA are federal laws enacted by Congress in December 2000 to address concerns about access to offensive content over the Internet on school and library computers. SIPA imposes certain types of requirements on any school or library that receives funding support, such as E-rate or LSTA grants for Internet access or internal connections. E-rate is a federal program that makes certain technology more affordable for eligible schools and libraries. The participating libraries and schools annually apply for E-rate reimbursement or discounts. E-rate has two major categories. The first is telecommunications, and the second is Internet access. As part of the approval process for the Internet access portion of E-rate, the school or library must comply with SIPA requirements. However, even though there are compelling reasons to filter at a library, it can still come at a high cost. Even if the amount of time and staff expenditure is deemed worthwhile, there are many frustrating things about filters. And there are a multitude of ways to circumvent the filters.
This is a USB drive. It's very simple, it's very cheap. They put it into our computer with Internet Explorer or Mozilla or Firefox or some kind of internet browser loaded on it. And then they run it through here and it completely circumvents our filter.
And in some cases, it's simply blocking a site that shouldn't be blocked. For example, the city government site for the city of St. Louis was blocked for a couple of days because for some reason the city government got themselves on somebody's list. But
no filters are perfect. The ICN filters are not perfect. I've never been aware of any filtering that is perfect. When we actually decided to install filters, I couldn't find one that was perfect. I still couldn't find one that was perfect because they're not perfect. Because the filtering is always one step behind or 3 steps behind the Internet.
Regardless of whether a library filters or does not filter, the decision should remain a local decision. Some communities have found them to be beneficial for their circumstances. Others have used education campaigns rather than filters to inform their patrons about how to be safe on the Internet and the proper use of public machines.
In some ways, we're our own filters. We don't have an electronic filter, we have a people filter. And our patrons, if they view someone else viewing images that they view objectionable, they'll tell us. And we'll ask the person, we'll say, we've had complaints that the images on your screen are objectionable to other people around you. We have 2 computer labs that are wide open and everybody else can see the images on the screen. And in some ways that's the best filter of all,
That is because we don't make an effort to police them. If something's brought to our attention, we go look and see, but otherwise we try to leave the people alone on the computers and let them use it however they want to. If someone makes a complaint that they've seen something inappropriately on a computer, then we go check it out.
We need to teach our kids, don't talk to strangers, don't talk to online strangers. This is information that we're responsible for helping our kids with, and I think that's why we have to educate ourselves about the Internet, and it's not going away. There are benefits, but there are dangers to this, to this awesome resource, and we just need to be educated and to help our children navigate through it.
To filter or not to filter? In our opinion, that is best answered by each community.